Hi everybody, welcome to All Games New and Old. I am David Rodriguez, and today I am unboxing Quirky Circuits Penny and Gizmo's Snow Day. Now this is sort of a mini sequel to the original Quirky Circuits. The original had about twice as many robots, and then I'm not sure about the scenario count, probably close to twice as many as that too. The weird thing you may notice, if you look on this box, it doesn't say that it's a sequel. It doesn't say Penny and Gizmo's Snow Day up here at all. In fact, it just says Quirky Circuit, so you could easily think that this is just the regular game if you weren't totally sure. And when I got it, I actually was worried that maybe I got the wrong product, because the original box also has the cat on the room. I can't remember if that's Penny or Gizmo. I think it's Gizmo. Prominently featured on here. It's only because I knew this one had a snowboarding penguin robot that I knew it was the right thing, but it's not on the side anywhere. On any of the sides, I don't believe. Nope. It does, however, have it on the very back, where it says Penny and Gizmo Snow Day, but even then, because of where it is, it doesn't even seem like that's part of the title, and maybe it's actually not. I'm not sure. It could be that, this is just how they've listed it on the various board game sites where you can buy board games. I don't know, but that's how it was listed where I bought it. But yeah, it's a really strange choice that they did not put that subtitle anywhere on here, or even put like a 2 or a 1.5. I don't know, something. It's strange that there's no indicator that this is actually a different product than the original. If someone wasn't sure, they wouldn't realize that that's what they were getting, I don't think. But that being said, let's look at what this says. It says, Penny and Gizmo's Snow Day. Help your Robo friends have the best snow day ever. You can chase down naughty dust bunnies with Gizmo, or slide into action to collect all the flags with Penny. Big tasks, little batteries. Program lovable robots with your friends. Complete each challenge before battery power runs out. There's 10 unique scenarios, each one quirkier than the last. And there's all the contents. It plays as ages 8 and up, 2 to 4 players, 15 to 30 minutes. The first Quirky Circuits, I bought, I think I was just trying to fill out an order to get free shipping. And I knew that it was designed by Nikki Valens, who has really grown to become one of my favorite designers. They really, I don't know if they can do any wrong with designing, but this is very different, because usually Nikki Valens does a lot of very highly narrative games, it seems like. They did Mansion's Madness, for instance, which is extremely just dripping with narrative. But this is a little different. This is actually a programming game. So let me break this open, and I'll show you some of the bits in here, and we'll talk a little bit more about it as I go. Let me get my pizza cutter in there if I can. There we go. All right. Trying to tear this off here. So I'd seen this game, I think, when it first came out, and I have to admit, or the original I should say, it didn't appeal to me at all, because it just looked too little kitty. It's got this, it's got a little kitty on it, riding a Roomba, and I thought, well, this is not aimed at me. This looks a little too silly, a little too childish, and I didn't think it'd be something that I would really enjoy. And I was really wrong. If you watched our top 50 videos, I think this one made it into the top 10 of both of our lists. So, again, I keep saying this one, but I mean like the original. But I imagine this is going to be more kind of the same. Okay. So here we have our rulebook. It's not an especially complicated game. I'll kind of tell you a little bit about it as far as I recall when we get to some of the components, but pretty simple. I think it looks as might have some specific rules for some of the different scenarios, but that's about it for that. Nothing too crazy. This booklet is, let me move this out of the way here so you can see. This is where you actually are going to play the game. So when I open this up, it has all these different maps and like the rules and things you need for the game. And it's so nice. Like, it's such a nice production. Here's your battery meter, because as you go through the game, you're sort of on a timer. You have to get it done before your battery runs out. So each different scenario is going to have its own little map. You don't have to do a bunch of like setting up. It's all right here for you, ready to go. I really like this in this game. I think it's fantastic. And it's a nice progression too. They tend, at least in the original, to get sort of more complicated as they go. So I imagine it's probably the same here. But the art's really nice, really clear iconography. I don't really have any complaints about it. It's a pretty simple thing to get the hang of. Like, I mean, if I look at this right now, I don't know exactly what all it's telling me, but I know when I get to that point, going through the scenarios, it's going to be pretty clear. So not at all worried about that. It's a really nice book. I really like how they did this. I'm really finding that I like the games that do this thing where it has your maps you're playing on, whatnot, and spiral bound books. You know, this and Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, for instance, are two that, of course, are very popular right now. So let me move this out of the way. Let's get to some of the other components. So we have some tokens here. These are going to represent various things. I'm not sure. These are probably the dust bunnies, I'm guessing, because they look like dusty bunnies. We got our battery marker to go down the little battery track. These look like potted plants. I know in the first there was something where there was vases on top of pillars, and so if you accidentally steered your cat on the Roomba into a vase with a pillar, it would fall down, and that'd be something else that you had to clean up. So that's interesting. So we have flags, which I'm guessing are for some of the snow ones. And yeah, here's the broken broken potted plants. So I'm guessing they have that particular mechanic in this one as well. So let me move off to the side. Okay, let me break into the cards, and I'll kind of tell you a little bit how it works, this game. I'm not going to set everything up, but just so you kind of have an idea. So it's a cooperative game, and you don't all have your own robot. You're all controlling one robot, basically. So it's got really cute art on these cards. The robots are absolutely adorable. Can't complain about the art. I mean, it's meant for ages 8 and up, and I think this definitely has the kind of art that would appeal to that age group. But so let me grab just a handful of these cards here. So each scenario is going to have different objectives, but let's say you're trying to get your cat on a Roomba up to like a certain point in the room. So everyone's going to have their hand of cards, and I believe if I remember right, the rule is that 5 cards have to be played down to program the robot, and every person has to play at least 1 card. So as you are playing, you could put these down, like you don't take turns, you just slap one down when you think you have a card that's going to be helpful, but you don't know what anyone else has played. So if I look at this and someone else played it, I know that this is going to turn the cat, but I don't know if it's turned the cat left or right, or it made them do a complete 180. I have to kind of guess at what they're doing based on other cards that have come out. So you want to play your cards down quick if you think you know what's going on, because otherwise someone else might put a card down and then you might not have anything that you think is helpful. But as it goes, it gets harder and harder to be sure what exactly has been played out. And the only thing the rules say that you can say is beep boop. So at least around on my table, we get a lot of very insistent beep boops and very meaningful sounding beep boops, even though we don't know what the meanings are. So I have these cards that have, we'll show you that it's turning. These we know they're going forward or backward, but we don't necessarily know how much. That might be it for just the Roomba. I don't think there's like a ton of different stuff for the Roomba, but there could be other different ones as well, like pick up and drop, that sort of card. But again, you don't know exactly what someone else has played. Now they might, and they could put down several in a row if they know that that's going to get them to a good spot. But then you, being someone else at the table, because you have to play a card, you have to look at that and figure out what they're thinking, and if you have a card to play down, that's going to help. And when it doesn't go well, it's hilarious. I mean, it could be frustrating if this was a longer game, but it's really short. It's, it's like 15, 20 minutes or so each scenario. And so it's really funny when things go wrong. I don't get mad at all. I think it's actually kind of great. And when you pull off this big string of cards and you actually get the robot you're controlling to somewhere that it needs to be, that feels phenomenal. So it's really great. Now let me show you the cool little minis that come in here. Like I said, the original had 4 different ones. It had the cat on the Roomba. It also had a dog. There was a robot chef, and there was a bee that kind of flew around. The bee could kind of strafe, so that was an interesting one, because that could really change the dynamic of trying to figure out what it was going to do. So let's take these out one at a time. Let's do our friend the cat on the Roomba first. I'm gonna try to get this to focus on this. There we go. Look at that little guy. These minis are so nice. I mean, they're not heavily detailed because they are so cartoony, but they're exactly as detailed as they need to be for the kind of characters they are. So I have no complaints about that, and I really like them. So that's our cat on the Roomba. Again, I can't remember which name belongs to which right now, but all right, here is our robot penguin. So this one I'm guessing he's a skier or snowboarder, I guess. Snowboarder looks like. So that's fantastic. I do kind of want to paint these guys because, for one, they'd be relatively easy, but also they'll just look even better on the table. But they're such nice little miniatures. And this sequel, I want to say I paid $20 for it. And $20 in 10 scenarios, that may not sound like a ton when they play so fast, but they're still a lot of fun to play over and over again, I think. So a lot of bang for your buck, and the original is great to track down too. Someday we'll do a full review of it, but we've already put it out there in our top 50, so you know that we both like it. I highly recommend it. Check it out, and if you like these models, I mean, my gosh, and the other components, if you think they look good, I'd say just go for it. But we will hit on this one at some point in the future. So, anyway, I hope that this video has been helpful to you. If it has, please hit like and subscribe and click the little bell icon so you can know about the next time we put out a video. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you all around the table again at All Games New and Old. Bye. If you enjoyed that video, you might also like this one.
Or this one.
If you like any of our videos, what you should do is click this little button to subscribe so you'll know about the next time we put out a video.
We'll see you around the table.
Bye.
Bye.